بمشاهدينا لمراسيم استقبال الرئيس الاميركي دونالد ترامب ولرئيس الوزراء العراقي مصطفى الكاظمي في البيت الابيض الى هناك.
I don't think that should be a privately financed wall. I don't think it's too complex, it's too big. And we're now up to 300 miles almost. In another week and a half, we'll be up to 300 miles of wall at the highest level. They were even having construction problems. I was reading, the little I know about it, I got from you. I was reading where they were having construction problems with the wall that they had a small area just to show people that they could build a wall. And they were having a lot of problems where it was toppling over and other things. And I didn't like it because I didn't want to be associated with that. We built a very powerful wall. It was a wall that is virtually impossible to get through. It's very, very tough. It's very strong, and it's everything the Border Patrol wanted. And I didn't want to have a wall that was going to be an inferior wall, and I felt this was going to be an inferior wall. So I didn't know that. I didn't know about Bannon's involvement, but I didn't know the other people. But I do think it's a sad event. And again, Steve has had a great career at Goldman Sachs. He's had a career with a lot of other people. I haven't dealt with him at all over years now, literally years. He was involved in.
كنا معكم ويعني استقبال الرئيس الامريكي دونالد ترامب لرئيس الوزراء العراقي مصطفى الكاظمي، ويلقي دونالد ترامب كلمته كلمة الترحيب برئيس الوزراء العراقي مصطفى الكاظمي.
It's one of the very important issues to stabilize the country in Iraq. How America is going to support ending the militia rule in Iraq and the process.
Very hard to understand. Could you maybe
دولة رئيس الوزراء، كيف مستقبل العلاقات مع الولايات المتحدة؟
على عمل علاقات مشتركة بين العراق وأمريكا تعتمد على المبدأ الاقتصادي والمصلحة المشتركة من أجل مستقبل أفضل لشعب العراق ومستقبل العراق.
When we came into office, ISIS was running rampant all over Iraq and Syria, and we knocked out the 100% of the ISIS caliphate. But the Obama administration did a very, very poor job. They were running rampant all over, and we came in and we did a real job, and we got rid of that, and that was a good thing. And now we're working with Iraq. They use the great American dollar, which is the most powerful currency in the world, and they're starting to do well, and we are with them. And this gentleman in particular, we've developed a very good relationship, and hopefully it's going to be very strong for your country.
There have been 32 attacks. There have been 32 attacks in the last 10 months on U.S. interests in Iraq, particularly in the Green Zone and U.S. military bases. How are you going to help Iraq to halt these attacks by pro-Iranian militia and to hold these people accountable? And sir, if I may also, there was some reporting that the U.S. troops will withdraw from Iraq totally in 3 years. Is this true?
So at some point, we obviously will be gone. We've brought it down to a very, very low level. We deal when there are attacks. We take care of those attacks, and we take care of them very easily. Nobody has the weaponry we have. Nobody has the anything of what we have. We have the finest, the greatest military in the world. When somebody hits us, we hit back harder than they hit us. So we handle it. In addition to that, Iraq has been very helpful where necessary. But we have been taking our troops out of Iraq fairly rapidly, and we look forward to the day when we don't have to be there. And hopefully Iraq can live their own lives and they can defend themselves, which they've been doing long before we got involved. Yes.
You said the role of the bounties, about the bounties. You say you hit back hard, but we haven't seen any definitive strike back for bounties upon Americans
Well, you don't know about the bounties. I mean, you tell me if you know something, you can let us know, but you obviously don't know very much about it. But if we found out that would be true, if we found that would be a very, it would be a fact. What you just said, we would hit them so hard your head would spin. Go ahead.
Mr. President, how do you see the role of the Kurds in Iraq? And how is the important relationship between Baghdad and Erbil as
The
well?
Kurds helped us greatly in defeating as you know, the ISIS and getting the ISIS, 100% of the ISIS caliphate. So we have a very good relationship with the Kurds, and we've also treated them very well.
Mr. President, yeah. The end of the militia rules in Iraq is very important to stabilize the country. How America can help ending the militia rules and how can help Iraq in the democracy process?
Well, what we're doing is we're helping where we can. But again, that's a country, that's a separate country. They have a prime minister and they have people in office and they have to run their country. And we've been in Iraq for a long time. I won't say whether or not I said we should be there, but frankly, I didn't think it was a good idea. But I was a civilian, so who's going to listen to me? But I made my point pretty clear, I guess as clear as a civilian can do it. But we were there. And now we're getting out. We'll be leaving shortly. And the relationship is very good. We're making very big oil deals. Our oil companies are making massive deals. And that's basically the story. I mean, we're very happy with the relationship that we've developed over the last couple of years. I thought before that, frankly, the United States was being taken advantage of. But we're going to be leaving, and hopefully we're going to be leaving a country that can defend itself.
Mr. President,
while you were here in the United States, there were airstrikes on northern Iraq in Kurdistan region, killing one civilian. I know in your talks, in your meetings here, you talk a lot about the sovereignty of Iraq. Is that something that you're looking for help from the United States? And Mr. President, if that's something if Iraq is asking for help in terms of the interference from the neighbors, not just Iraq, but other neighbors where they are attacking northern Iraq?
Well, they'll have to make a specific request, but certainly the Prime Minister has my ear. So if he does that, we'll take a look. They do have, it's a very unstable part of the world. And I'm not talking about Iraq, I'm talking about the whole of the Middle East. It's a very, very unstable part of the world. But we're there to help, and because of the relationship, we would certainly be willing to lend you the kind of support that you need.
الاعتداءات التركية على العراق مرفوضة والدستور العراقي كذلك بالنسبة لإيران. يكون تأكيد أن حوارنا مع الاتراك لتصحيح هذا الوضع ويتوافق أن حل هذه المشكلة فيما يخص السيادة العراقية أنه الاتراك سوف يتفهمون ظروف العراق وكذلك لن نسمح لأي طرف كان يهدد فيه من جهة الدستور العراقي يركز على أنه العراق لن يسمح أن يكون هناك تهديد منطلقا من العراق.
Mr. Prime Minister. Mr. Prime Minister.
Are not accepted. On the other hand, the Iraqi constitution also does not allow Iran to become used to attack any neighboring country. We are entering dialogue with Turkey to rectify this situation, and I look forward to solving this problem with Turkey and getting our neighbors, the Turks, to understand Iraq's circumstances. But once again, the Iraqi constitution does not allow Iraqi territory to be used to attack any neighboring country.
Mr. Prime Minister.
The United States, and me in particular, has a very good relationship with Turkey and with President Erdogan, and we'll be talking to him. But we have a very, very good relationship with Turkey and with President Erdogan.
Mr. Prime Minister.
Follow up on the troops question, sir. Do you have a time frame for the full and complete withdrawal of U.S. troops from Iraq?
Mike, what would you say to that?
Lowest level as quickly as we possibly can. That's the mission they've given us, and we're working with the Iraqis to achieve that.
We're at the lowest level now, Jeff. We're at the lowest level in Afghanistan that we have been in many years. We'll be down to about 4,000 troops in Afghanistan, and that will be when?
A couple months.
Yeah, within a few months.
Mr. Prime Minister.
As you know, in Syria, we're down to almost nothing, except we kept the oil. But we'll work out some kind of a deal with the Kurds on that. But we kept the oil, and we left the border. We said Turkey and Syria can take care of their own border. We don't have to do it. And that worked out very well. I remember when I did that, I was scorned by everybody. They said, this is terrible. Well, I did it, it's now 2 years ago, and we did it with Mike Pence, went over and met with the various parties and very successfully, and we removed our troops. Nobody was killed, nobody. And now they protect their own border like they have been for hundreds of years. And we left. But we did keep a small force, and we kept the oil. And we'll make a determination on that oil fairly soon.
And just one domestic question, sir. The Manhattan case about your taxes, the House rules that you would give the turn over your taxes, you have a reaction?
Well, the Supreme Court said if it's a fishing expedition, you don't have to do it. And this is a fishing expedition, but more importantly, this is a continuation of the witch hunt, the greatest witch hunt in history. There's never been anything like it, where people want to examine every deal you've ever done to see if they can find that there's a comma out of place. No president has ever had to go through this. The Supreme Court shouldn't have allowed this to happen. But no president has ever had to go through this. But what the Supreme Court did do is say, if it's a fishing expedition, my interpretation is essentially you don't have to do it. So we'll probably end up back in the Supreme Court. But this is just a continuation of the most hideous witch hunt in the history of our country. We beat Mueller. We won at every level in Washington, in D.C. We won at every level. So now what they do, they send it into New York. So now we have an all-Democrat state.